Hey, welcome back. Man, summer is a beautiful time of year, isn't it? I was out on some bike rides this week and I've just been really enjoying it. But since we're at home today, I'm also excited for this package to just come in from Arno Bernard and the team over there. Well known for their knives, maybe not super well known in the US, I don't know, but based out of South Africa. And yeah, someone on Reddit let me know that they were making a pen, that I should check them out. And if you spend over a certain dollar amount, the shipping is cheaper. So of course you gotta spend money to save money sometimes. Boy, this package is pretty serious. Let me get this off screen really quickly here. Get it open. That was much easier. Just put a little muscle into it instead of getting all fancy with the knife. And let me just double check there's no personal information inside of here. I don't think there will be, but you never know. All right, here's one. Here's another. A lot of nice padding, well shipped. DHL got this here from Australia faster than USPS sends stuff from New York. It's really impressive, or UPS for that matter. So this is their new bolt pen called the Assegai. These are the same, just different serial numbers. It looks like number 63 and number 64 or something. I don't know if these are actually serialized pens or not. Presentation so far is very impressive. Nice little leather slip there. That's not bad at all. That is really nice how this is all styrofoamed, very tightly fit there. So far, I'm really impressed with this presentation. And the pen, first impression, is fantastic. It looks like it came with a coin too, which is really cool. Don't see that often. Yeah, that's really neat. Let's zoom in there. South Africa, since 2002, Arno Bernard knives. If you buy more stuff with it, there's more pockets here for them to include stuff with. And it really just, I'm impressed. This is a nice pen. Checking the noise levels. It's got a little bit of a rattle. I don't know if it's a tip wiggle or not. Let's go ahead and just get a quick little test here. I'm going to estimate that that is a G2 refill. I didn't do my research. Bolt goes in the correct direction, which I really appreciate. Very smooth. And it comes with this flat top cap on here. And that top cap can be swapped if you decide to spend $30 to $40 to a fancier top cap with an inlay in there. Let's see what else is in here because I'm seeing more stuff. Wow, that is impressive. Okay, now I understand the price more. This is a bit spendy, but it comes with a T8 tool for doing the disassembly, it looks like, of the top cap and everything, an extra refill, an extra spring, and extra washers. This is impressive. This is very impressive. I'm, again, going to assume that if you pull those out, yeah, these are for additional top caps. I did just splurge on this. I recently sold a bunch of pen stuff, and I want to reinvest that. Both made some stuff available to the community, but also want to reinvest that a little bit in the community by doing some additional reviews. So let's go ahead and get the next one out here. And then let me just see under the, do a quick little zoom in here. Very nice on the pocket clip. I have not seen one that looks quite like that. It's got a little bit, just a little bit of texture on it. Nice texturing there. And then just their logo underneath there. I don't see a serial number on here. But what are you noticing? Is it just me? I think I see no seam here. Wow, that is exactly what I was just, oh my gosh, that is really impressive. You cannot see the seam at all. For a brand new pen company to be doing a seam like that, in my experience, is pretty unprecedented. That's like Tactile does that and very few others. So you got a Schmidt EasyFlow 9000. A lot of people would prefer on a pen this size. This is definitely a full-size pen. I was wrong on the G2 refill. A lot of people would prefer a larger refill And someone was pointing out that that is quite a bit of room there from here to here. So that's kind of a loss of space. However, the overall feel of the pen in hand is damn good. So let's compare this really quickly. I should do a weigh-in and everything to, you know, the de facto on the channel, which is the Smooth Precision pens. Almost the same, just a little bit longer. So if they had tightened that down, they would have pretty closely mirrored that. Let's get this second one open, and then I want to put the top cap on here and weigh it in and everything. Let's just get this first one opened up. Put this all over here. Open the second one rather. This one should generally be the same, but with a slightly different, I splurged. I think that was an extra 10 bucks for the desert wood on the top cap, and that is pretty nice. I really like the look of that. So let's get one of these top caps on here. Now with the top cap, it even further exacerbates it. Now you're going, what the heck were you thinking getting two? And there are two reasons for that. One, if they were gonna sell out or become tough to get, I wanted to have two of them. And two, I like to check and see how consistent the makers are. So immediately, this one is quieter than this one. This one has a slight rattle to it when not deployed, and this one does not. No sound on this one when deployed. Still got a little bit of rattle on this one, so that's interesting, right? Now, let's go ahead and try these top caps. Maybe I'll start with this one just because it's the first one I had out here and see what you think. Now, it comes with the tool to be able to do that, but I just happen to always have a T8 in my main tool here. That is also a very seamless top on it. I didn't realize it was what it was there, so that's really cool. Curious what we'll see here. You can see the bolt, so you could take the bolt apart and out also. Same T8, so that's nice. Cool to see the bolt in there. And let's try putting on one of these fancy top caps and see what we think. Now this doesn't have the T8 on it, it just has a grip on there. So you just turn that on and oh my gosh, that thing just disappears into the pen. I am so impressed with that turn line being so subtle. On this side you can see it just a little more, maybe. Let's zoom in for you. That is a very subtle turn line for not being, you know, I basically just swapped that by hand. I'm really impressed there. And then let's take a look at the style with the top cap. It definitely gets even, I think it further makes the pen like a little too long and top heavy, frankly. Like I think without it, I like it a little more. But let's go ahead and get this other fancy one on here and see what we think. I'm really just blown away by this though. You really, aside from the it looks like the turn is a little different on this one. It's very hard to tell that there's going to be a seam that comes out there. So let's get that off there. I'll fish that out from under my desk in a second. Oops, sorry. Turn this on here. It's so cool, that line like semi disappears as you do it. See how these turn lines compare on the two pens. Again, I'm really looking for that consistency. Then you can see what that look is like there. All right, let's zoom out. There are the two pens, and then I'm gonna move one back to not having the top cap on so we can kind of see, because I do feel like it gets further imbalanced. Good old Seeking Advice pointed out that imbalance point to me, and I have to say I do agree with his point. The pen is just a little inefficient on the top side. So let's go ahead and, which one should we switch back here? Switch this one back. This nice quiet one, I like that. But man, this is definitely a really nice example here of a machined titanium, I assume machined. Gosh, I guess it's possible that this is just hand done. I didn't really read up on it, but I'm going to assume this is machined titanium pen. Now the action on this one is really smooth, like right up there with the Smooth Precision pen. This one is good also, but it does sound a little different, and it's not quite as smooth feeling. Now that may be also because I just switched the cap. Let's see if that cap actually changes the noise if I switch it back. That could definitely be a part of the difference in sound. So let's try that. But overall, I am really pleased with this. I think they're $175. They're not cheap. I have to double check. Okay, that did change the sound. Now they sound the same. All right, so my bad. The top cap kind of changes the sound of it. I personally like it without the top cap, just for the balance and everything, but the top cap does add some style to it for sure. Cannot deny that. Okay, and then let's bring up the goat. So this one, by comparison, is a little glassier, a little more resistance. These have a little less resistance. They're a little less glassy, but a little easier to actuate. Interesting how that one makes just a little more noise. The good old Smooth Precision pens did make some noise too. Let me just pull out a zirconium to compare. The action just feels a little slower on the old SPPs. The action feels very quick on these. So like, I remember my initial impression was not as good. Once I acclimated a little, because I was just used to the Smooth Precision pens not having this sort of quickness. Once I acclimated a little, I really started liking this. Pretty darn good. This is probably in my top 5 list. This is very quickly entering my top 5 list. Like I normally say top, 10 and then work my way up. But, Smooth Precision pens is like my de facto. And I don't see this being too different. Again, to seeking advice, this could be a little more efficient, maybe a little shorter here or whatnot. The top cap design maybe just didn't need as many threads as they put in there. The SPP threading, I think, is just a little shorter. So there's that. But for anyone that likes a full-size pen, that might not be your biggest concern. Like the balance point's good on it. It's right in the middle. Let's give you some measurements on this. It's on the website, so you could just check it out there, but I know it's professional of me to give some measurements and stuff. We're just having a little too much fun, but I should have done that a little earlier in here. So let's, if you've made it this long, take a look. It's about 5 1/4 inches. And then in terms of weight, remember comparing to that Smooth Precision pens is like that go-to. It's like 0.85. This is not far off from that, 0.9, 0.95. 1.13. So it is a little even heavier and heftier than I would have thought, but in a good way. Like it doesn't feel heavy, I can tell you that. So maybe not the #1 carry pen you've ever seen, but the pocket clip does look really nice. I'm just gonna throw it in the pocket really quickly, see how it does. It's a strong pocket clip. It's not flimsy. That thing is takes some serious push, so that is quite a design. I have to go try this in some other shorts. I've got some kind of funky, thick, short pockets on right here, but overall, to me, this is a total winner. Very, very glad to have gotten to check this out. I never gave you the second reason for ordering 2 of these. One was to, you know, if I ended up really liking it, didn't want them to like run out. The second one was I figured if I only wanted to keep one, then I could, the shipping goes from $30 for under $200 to $15. So instead of paying $30 for 1 pen and shipping, I paid $15 for 2, which is, you know, $7.50. Again, sometimes you got to spend money to make money, right? Save money or whatever. Spend money to save money is the term. So I thought I might make one available at a split shipping cost with someone. So I'll put a little thought into that. That might be the case. But overall, really pleased if they do this in Zirc and other cool materials, copper and brass, and really go all out on this. I think this could be a very desirable and well-received line of pens. Certainly a bit on the more expensive side, but if you consider that it comes with the tool to do the takedown, what I would recommend to them would be to offer an option without the tool and the, you know, parts and everything, so that some people that do want to spend a little less money could. That would probably be a pretty desirable option for folks. I would guess if I'm looking at that tool and all that stuff, they could probably offer this for, you know, closer to $150, or, you know, maybe it's $10 to $20 less US if they don't have those extras. I think that'd be very interesting to a lot of people if they did that. So my 2 cents. I'm going to be sharing the review with them, and we'll see if they what they think of that. So that is all for now. Really appreciate you if you made it this far into the video. If you enjoyed the content, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.